Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you are feeling kind, please subscribe. We are getting into a Crime Stoppers reading for Giovanni Pelletier.
You're getting
Uh-oh.
into a Crime Stopper.
I do apologize. Let me say that name again. Giovanni Pelletier. And he is missing young man that remains was found down here in Florida for some reason, and he was supposedly with family. And it's just very disheartening, but we want to use these cards for insight if we can find anything. I'm just flipping a few, and I'm going to flip one more. Is there a spirit involved with the disappearance of Giovanni Pelletier, which is round? This is the third card that I've drawn. It's a dance that involves leaping, whirling, and spinning wildly around a fire. 3 is the power of the number, and the dance is often performed in steps of 3. We're going to leave that there. All right. So he is a Leo. We're going to have a few decks on standby, but for now, we're just going to tap into the reading to see what we get. We're going to draw all 6 cards. I thank you guys for being a part of the tribe and just being here. And if you could, just like, comment, share, or if you have any other Crime Stopper information, please drop it in the comments, or you want to do another person, let me know and we'll be clear. Here we go, Leo. Let's tap in. No disrespect, no harm. You guys know when I do this, this is all for insight of the family, even if they're not into it. Spirits. The devil in reverse has popped up first. The sign symbols, downloads, and messages do we have on the disappearance of Giovanni Pierre? The Leo, please come forth and tell us clearly. 2 of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Sun. The Page of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles. With the devil in reverse in this Capricorn, this is some sort of addiction. This young boy didn't look like he was addicted to a thing. So let's just rule that out immediately, because this is all detachment in general. So I'm going to just go with that energy. Please advise, please make me understand what's the detachment in the devil in reverse regarding Giovanni Pelletier. The Leo, please. All in reverse, except the 7. So we've got 2 7s and a Knight. I'll start here in reverse. It looks like this young man definitely has 3 different sides of family members, 3 different lineages that are in this area. Something's going on in Florida here with the number 3. Number 3. All right. And whoever he went to go see, she obviously, the mother trusted, him to be safe, but this was impulsive on the way this was done. This is the energy of the cards. I don't know if that's for sure. She may have just walked in and said arrogantly, hey, you want to go to Florida? Or something's coming off like that, where it wasn't forceful, but it was impulsive. So if something's impulsive, that makes me think with the number 7 in magic, that there was a vision that there was something that was supposed to happen that didn't involve him getting hurt. This may have been for college, the future, but it wasn't a setback as it claims to be now here in the present. And because this really wasn't supposed to be a setback or have him put up as to where he was going to get hurt, there is an imposter that is around this family or these people. Now, I say this imposter because they're still pouring into empty family members, could be empty souls, minds. Somebody who's just in charge and just doesn't have a heart at all here is coming through at this time. Now, the truth is coming to you, but there also is a regret too. And I feel like the regret is going to come from some sort of confession. Who's the confession going to come from here in the past? Someone that's in power. Someone that's in charge. Toni Morrison is a American writer, born in 1931, and she was born to a working class family in Lorain, Ohio. Hello. And just a little history here. She did some novels, Seeking Haunted Stories, deeply spooky and moving books, Vengeful Baby Ghost. Okay, so that's what Toni Morrison did. But her card in general means the powers at play. Seizing power, owning power. Power is all over who this young man was and left charge with, because they're still in power and in control of somebody who also has passed away. Now, I need to know one more thing before we move forward. Where are you at? Who's the person in power? Who's the person in power? A Page of Pentacles, another young man. Interesting. So this person in power could just be some sort of lazy family member, the black sheep of the family, a procrastinator. For some reason, a procrastinator is in power when it comes to this family. Now we're going to move forward to the Two of Cups. What are we talking about here in the present? These feelings of not really being withdrawal, but pure trust is still in the present with these people, with this energy. And I don't know if it's just the mother or the family, because there's a road here that's empty. He was traveling. There was nothing on this road. I mean, just forest, woods, and it looks like some sort of tunnel in front of him, like a tornado was forming. If you live in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. Those clear tunnels that are just looking like they're coming down from the sky, but there's really nothing forming. They're just chilling there. So if it's something in front of him that's tunnel vision, you got the Four of Swords, 10, and the Ace. I'll start here. Money is circling something that feels planned and it feels invested in. This isn't a chance that was missed. This was done precisely to a direction of somebody's instruction. Whose instruction was this? What are we talking about with the Ace of Coins? So if we're talking about money and something that's planned, what are we talking about and what for? Perseverance. Because there is the number 7's all over this shit. No one's really going to admit to a defeat, or they're not going to admit to something that feels they need to surrender to, because they're a part of the plan that is being, I feel like, put into action. There is a lot of masculine energy around and of other color descendant, a different race. Now, I'm saying this next with the Four of Swords in this thought and action is some sort of burnout that's happening here in the present. This could be just everybody's tired of asking questions. They could just be exhausted in the energy of this young man, but his aura is still lingering. And the aura seems to still be lingering because truth is not being told. Conflict is being disconnected in all ways. And there's somebody who had a misaligned value from the start that's hard and heavy set. The misaligned value is coming from somebody hard and heavy set. What does that mean, please? Who are we talking about with the misalignment? And the traveling. There's a woman involved and knows more than what she is stating, comprehending, or pretending. Because something here was regarding some selfish energy in a home conflict. I don't know if the young man was fighting with this woman, fighting with regarding a pet. Something here that feels a little envious and intolerant. Is this person intolerant with the boy? That's why he was sent off to Florida in the first place. What's the intolerance about? What does it mean here? Generosity, complete and pure happiness. All money is here, and it's a big financial gain. And it really is not breaking a tradition. It just feels this was done as an okay, as I'm okaying something here. All right, pause. We're okaying this. There's a female involved, also a male that's of not black descent. So where was the young man traveling where it looks like the road is empty here and no one behind or in front of him? Devotion. He liked to be outdoors. He liked to travel and do things outside of the norm, as young other little boys do as far as being on the phone. So he definitely used his hands a lot. And whatever he was doing, he was going to, okay, he may have been going to church, place of worship, or some sort of sublime type energy. All I'm saying is this was led to where he was traveling. He was comfortable in where he was heading. Now, this Knight of Cups is next. And I'm really seeing that the feelings behind this Caucasian man is somebody that's realistic in his life and had a sort of helping hand in his growing up a bit. What's this Knight of Cups? You got the Hierophant. You got the 8. And then the 6 again. We have a lot of feelings that are involved here. He was definitely with this older Caucasian man where he was traveling on this road where nothing was around him. This was a realistic thing because there's no conflict with this person. There's no turmoil. There's no trouble. So he felt really safe and all-knowing on where he was going. But somebody here who is older, Taurus energy, like some sort of old method, and they may read to not be ignorant, or he may gave them some sort of, a book is involved here for some reason for extra comfort. I feel like this, I hate to be this way, guys, please, and this is no disrespect to this family, but this boy knows something. And like still to this day, even though his body is gone, but the present and the spirit is still here because there's some sort of inability. And the inability really relates back to who this older Caucasian man he's with in comfortability. Because the fact is something wasn't hard at all as far as like this disaster happening. This is like all on a protection matter and giving some sort of security. The young man sent a text. What does this all mean? And he asked and said, help, Mom. What is that? Three of freaking wands. Oh my gosh, y'all. I mean, to be honest, what I'm really just picking up, and I'm going to say it and we're going to move on, is that there's 3 parties here, but all 3 are knowledgeable of what's going on. And there is no restriction or struggle here. It just feels like something wasn't moving fast enough as they were looking upon. So this young boy was traveling and looking in the comfort of some sort of window, of some sort of, stained glass thing. And whatever had come upon him wasn't hard at all. There is no resistance. It's all security. And if something's not resistant and is full and secured, that means that there's no setback here. This is all some sort of rush job that went to the left. It went the wrong way. Because either the lack of motivation from this man that he was with, or the misdirected activity, where they were headed, where they were going. That's why there was no confusion. He didn't know that this was. Oh my gosh. I feel like he knew that this was going to happen, but not in the way that it was told to him. Because this feels like this is something for attention. Please, no disrespect to the family. I'm reading the cards. But this is all some sort of lack of long-term vision that went sideways because of impatience. And I don't know if it's with this man or the way that they were traveling. So this is really getting heavy on me because I feel like, you know, I'm trying to be funny, but it's the power of three. And it doesn't make sense. He's gone. He's decomposed. But it feels like he knew about this. Please help me. Oh, for Jesus. Clear this up a bit. Now, I've got this Knight of Bibles here. And this is pure, responsible energy that's like forward. They know what they're doing. It's full steam ahead. You see, it's full of fire. And if something is not really irresponsible, but it feels like you want to gain some sort of momentum for attention, then something wasn't promised to keep this thing connected. Okay. Could you tell me more on what's not connected? What went wrong? What went sideways? The power of three. Tell me anything. Okay. So now we are back where we need to be. This whole thing may have been based on capturing the attention of the people to get some sort of recognition for something that would have created momentum. And it would have benefited, it would have helped, it would have just been some sort of thing that was solid around them. But something went left. And whatever went left, the boy knew about something that was going to be set up, but then something became a threat or some sort of self-sabotage here. Okay, now we're picking up a little speed. Tell me more on what we're talking about with the sun in this past moment. Because this is all enthusiasm and happiness in the past. So it just feels, please, don't, shit. Whew, it just feels like he knew about the way this was going to go, but not death. Okay? Please. The mother never responded. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want you to see. My son that I birthed out my calls me and I don't answer, you're fucking crazy. Apparently, no messages were responded back. Now, I've got the World in reverse, the Lovers, and then the Three of Swords. I'm telling you about this power of three here. Hell, this little boy may not have been knowledgeable about any of this, but three parties are involved, knew that this was going to take place, and they did it in a comfort zone here. They did it at his most weak and vulnerable state, as to where he didn't need any emotions to repress or any recovery. That, you know, we're driving, we're chilling, and it just came out of nowhere, something that's chilling, okay? So if there's a lot of pain here, in some sort of reconciliation that never happened or some sort of blockage in happiness, then we have to know about, I feel like, a connection that was shared and then eventually it went sour because of something that was stagnant or didn't complete a promise. But a woman, an older man, and a third party is involved here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that this mother is all-time worst person of the year. I don't know this woman, and I do not care. We are here for the Crime Stoppers of what could possibly have happened to this young boy. But it looks like they took him out in a comfort zone, but everybody is all-knowing. The Magician, Virgo. He was manipulated here. They tricked him on some mental clarity of deception. Money is involved or something here that requires people to be greedy because this has all been done before. Why are they tricking on the people? Why are they why did they take this boy out? What does this have to do with anything? What's the message? The Hierophant, again, the Hierophant has popped out twice. This is an inability to understand. But this is is also some sort of hidden motive and ignorance. Body parts are here, begging for forgiveness. There's 3 candles down here with the eyes of watching that know exactly the steps that it took to do this. They're still living. They're playing a part, acting like they don't know what's going on. Man, this is taking me down 2 different turns, 2 different roads. There's the hair for the child. Survival, identity, or the opinion of others. Let's flip it one. Was this regarding his identity, having different mother, different father, situation at home, conflict? The Knight of Wands. There's frustration. Is this about the survival of him trying to get out because he did not know he was going to be taken out? And then we got the freaking 8 of Cups. Then the feelings of fear and avoidance. Okay, final question. Was it because the mother was an opinion of others with this child and not having fathers? Kind of syndrome like that. The Moon and then the 5 again. All right, well, I'm not here to judge or to get into any of that. Nancy Drew just is on the case because this is what I like to do. Now, I have truth being released, but it's also subsiding anxiety with not wanting to understand something. 2 wolves are now hollering at this moon, so hit dogs don't holler, but it seemed like something was better prepared than what they initially wanted to do. 3 parties are involved here, and it is regarding a little bit of the survival tactic for some attention, some sort of opinion of others and causing some sort of conflict. And then here with this battle of not cooperating with somebody. And I feel like it's this Caucasian man right here. The final card in this reading is the 4 of Pentacles. Why do we have this here? This is security. This is not really being protected. There's that woman again, the Queen of Cups, a possessive, emotionally unstable woman, and then a king. I don't know if he went to see his father or not. I don't know what's going on with this whole deal because this is coming out very funky. This is all about some sort of status of something. And because we have imbalanced energy and withdrawn shit, this little boy was manipulated by a woman to go on this trip. This young boy was manipulated into some sort of words, itinerary, reading, book. He had something he was reading here that got him distracted. Once becoming of a distraction and going on this way, he became devoted to this energy and wanting to do whatever that they were promising him that day. This young boy knows nothing about money that's involved here behind his back. A lot of money and actions, thoughts that don't want to be repressed anymore in the present. The truth is also being an overload to the normal mind and people. But this was a decision based on information given to them. Something was involved to keep this young boy distracted while he was stabbed in the back, stabbed on the side. How long ago did this happen? When did the body start to... There's the lion. There's the healing. There's the light. There's some sort of trick. They're very... to get this done, it took a lot of mastery, emotion, and strength. This mother may be involved more than we think. This light is some sort of guidance and trust that we are getting on the right path to where we are to solve this crime, to solve this case. The healing comes through with Maria Sabina. This all may have been in the lines of to get, like I said, some attention, to get some benefit. But I think it's beyond that now because this is help that needs to be seeked. And there's something that's ailing this woman, this woman that's involved here. But like I said, it's still a trick. There's all still a trick involved. Thank you, spirits, for that sign one more time. Guys, let me know if you want a part 2. There's a woman and a man involved with this young man's demise.